going on, guys? Welcome back to the Watch and Cut channel. I'm your host, Alex, and today we're going to take a look at a really nice custom knife. This one comes to us from Pennsylvania. Ian Pekarsky from CMF Metalworks. It was an honor to have a knife made by him. And he's been a buddy of mine for a few years, and we've gone out to dinner with the girls and had some fun once, and he offered to make me a custom knife at some point. So over the years, we kind of, went back and forth on what we were going to do, and eventually we pulled the trigger. And this is the fruits of the labor. It's really, really nice. I can't wait to show it to you guys, so let's dig right into it. So it did come with actually some stickers too, which I didn't bring. It came with like a little coaster for like your drinks and stuff, which was kind of cool. And it came with this laser engraved certificate of authenticity. So there's the Mistress right here, the Mistress R. And this is a Mistress R V3 liner lock. This one has a Nichols twist Dama. It's got ivory Westinghouse scales. It's got abalone inlays, it's got accents of abalone in the pivot and the thumb studs. It's got mokutai colors on the pivot. It's got a dark tie clip and spacer. And there it is, signed by Ian right there. So pretty cool. I love this laser engraved card. I thought that was a really nice touch. I think it's aluminum, I think. And then you get this really cool kind of wrap pouch right here. And it's got the logo right there. Very, very, very cool. On the flip side here, we've got this microfiber pouch. And the knife lays right in there. Look how gorgeous this thing is just on first presentation. Just really, really, really nice to look at. So let's get this bright orange out of the way here and let's take a look at this knife. So here it is, the Mistress R V3 by Ian Pekarsky. Let's deploy this bad boy. Oh yeah. So deployment, cool deployment methods. I did ask him to do dual thumb studs. I think he does single thumb studs most of the time. But this one's got dual thumb studs. And one of the cool little features that Ian likes to do is he always adds a little hidden flipper tab. And you can see that right in there, which is a really cool touch. So you actually have a flipper thumb stud combination. So you can flip it out. And let's take a look at this beautiful Nichols Damascus blade. This one's got a really nice twist to it. It's got some very interesting patterns to look at. It's just very eye-pleasing. Super nice grind, very hollow. As you can see, it's a Tonto recurve kind of drop point hybrid, if you will. You got a nice thumb ramp up at the top here with no jimping, which I actually like that. I don't prefer jimping on there. And when the knife is deployed, you can see how hidden that little flipper tab is on deployment as well. That's really cool. And then you got the classic thumb studs. These ones have abalone inlays. He kind of surprised me with that. I didn't ask for that, the inlays inside the thumb studs, but that was a really nice touch. And then you got your typical titanium pivot here, but you can see that it does have some mokutai pivot collars, and that actually extends on both sides. And you just got this really gorgeous pivot right there. I love abalone. It just looks absolutely beautiful. It's got a lot of depth, a lot of color. It's just eye-catching, you know? Westinghouse micarta, the classic stuff, very caramely and creamy, like flan, like the dessert flan. Looks just like that. I love it. Beautiful contouring on it, all smooth edges, no sharp angles anywhere. And then here is the back spacer, so you guys can see the layers of that stuff. So there's your dark tie back spacer and also pocket clip. Now the pocket clip's got a couple of little barrels right there. Kind of swoops down, has a little upward bend. It does work pretty good. It's a little bit stiff.
That's what she said.
Well, delivery's all wrong. He's butchering it.
To get in and out of the pocket, but that's kind of nice since I don't like the knives flapping around in my pocket too much. But I think maybe the ramp could have been slightly more dramatic and it would have been okay. I know some people are worried about a hot spot when you grip the knife, but this is not a knife I'm going to be using where I'm going to have a death grip on it. But yeah, that is the clip right there. Beautiful knife construction overall. You can see the liner lock construction. See that nice early perfect lockup, and then just sits right flush in there. And you can't even see a seam when the blade is getting close. So very, 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 very tight construction on this guy. Nice tolerances. Now, Ian is a custom knife maker, a hand custom knife maker. So for being the fact that this is a handmade custom, it's pretty perfect, to be honest with you. And then you can see he's got that little flare here, which I actually like because it gives you a little more purchase on the liner. So it's really difficult to like misfire the knife. It's really difficult to not close it. It just does exactly what it's supposed to. So yeah, just an absolutely outstanding knife. I love this model. Now let's get some specs on this guy so you can get a rough idea of what we're looking at here. Here's a classic ruler. Let's do about the tip here to the end. It's about close to 8 inches overall is what I would say. Blade length, about 3.5 inches. Handle length, you're gonna be about, I don't know, about 4.5 inches overall. So nice specs on it. Best thing of all, I'm gonna use my daughter's little coloring book here, is when you buy a custom knife, a lot of times they don't cut that well. There's a lot of them, guys. But look, this thing is like razor sharp. So I can't appreciate enough having an expensive knife that actually does cut. I know that sounds funny, but that is a thing. And this knife passes that test. I could show you guys some knives from other very well-known custom knife makers that, yeah, you might be surprised. Anyways, let me move right along from that subject and let's continue with checking some of the specs here. Just want to check the overall thickness on this guy. Make sure I zero it right there. So blade thickness, we have a blade stock thickness of 0.14, nice and thin. Handle thickness, I'll try to find the thickest spot here. We're about 0.51 inches thick. If you're gonna add the clip, I guess the thickest part of the clip here, you're 0.68. So nice specs. I want to say kind of the Goldilocks in the EDC realm of things. One of my other favorite EDC knives that I brought out for size comparisons is the good old Sebenza 21. Yeah, this one's an old school one from 2016. It's the tanked edition. And you can see how it stacks up compared to a large Sebenza. So just a hair bit shorter, maybe. Just a hair. And the Sebenza is no slouch when it comes to size. It's a pretty decent sized knife. So that's kind of what you got going on right here. Let's check the weight on this guy. Let's see here. God, I haven't done these types of specs in a while. I'm surprised the batteries are still good in these things. Here, let's zero it on the ground. There we go. Let's see how much she weighs. Look at that, 4.2 ounces. That's pretty damn good for an all dressed up knife. 4.2 ounces in the weight. Very nice, very comfortable to carry. It almost has the appearance, it feels even lighter than that. I think it's just because it's very sleek in overall profile. It's thin in the pocket. Yeah, this thing is super sweet. I love this knife. Now, a lot of you guys may be asking yourselves, but Alex, how much was that knife? I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It is very expensive. This was a $3,000 knife. Yep, it was $3,000, guys. It was a lot of money for a knife. Did I need to do that? Not really, but did I want to do that? Absolutely. Do I regret doing it? Absolutely not. For a couple reasons. First of all, these knives by Ian hold their value really, really well. Like, if I wanted to sell this for $3,000 tomorrow, I don't think that it would be that difficult, to be honest with you. I might even be able to mark it up a little bit. But you know, when you're dealing more with some production knives, not this one necessarily, but a lot of different other knives, sometimes you buy knives and you gain value and sometimes you lose value. So for me, buying a knife from Ian was very safe as far as, you know, the money invested in some respects, but it's not a knife I plan to ever really sell. I do have a few knives in my collection that are just kind of sentimental and special, and this has just kind of climbed up there with all those other sentimental knives that I've bought over the years. And now I'm like 12, 13 years into collecting knives. I'm getting a little bit more critical on what I want to buy. I haven't been buying as many knives as I used to, but I've bought plenty that I haven't reviewed on the channel. So I guess I got to get my ass into gear on that. But yeah, this is the latest acquisition in my collection. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts on full custom knives. Do you guys have a knife from Ian? Leave it down in the comments below. Make sure you hit that bell icon. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as it helps me greatly. And we'll see you guys all on the next one. Bye for now.